Hey everybody, it's Lawrence Snowdy here with Interview, and I am sitting next to one of my personal heroes, and I'm very happy and excited to be sitting next to him after 20 years. I am sitting with Joel Hodgson from Mystery Science Theater 3000, and of course, Cinematic Titanic. How's it going today, Joel?
Great. And we're in Milwaukee today. We're backstage at the Pabst Theater, which is unbelievable. We're sold out tonight, and last night was like an incredible show too. So we're loving it. Life is good right now.
Well, you usually come to the Milwaukee area, and you tend to sell out the Pabst Theater a lot. This is like when you come to Milwaukee, this is your home theater, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's funny, but I'm from Wisconsin, so it's especially nice, and I get to invite a lot of friends from high school and grade school that I knew to come to the show. So it's really, I don't know, somebody up there likes me.
Now you've been doing you've been doing Cinematic Titanic since 2007, has
Yeah,
it
it's
been?
been 5 years. We're calling it 5 years. I think that's about right.
Well, I mean, well, first originally you had the Mystery Science Theater 3000, and you left for a while, kind of burnt out from what I understand, and are wanting to go to greener pastures, and you started your own production company with your brother, if I remember
That's right.
correctly.
Yeah.
What are you still working with your brother on any other things, or did that
No,
just kind
no,
of
we
run its
haven't.
course?
Yeah, we haven't done that since we started doing Cinematic Titanic. My brother Jim is the head of Down Syndrome Los Angeles. Him and his wife have a son with Down syndrome, and he does an event every year called 20 Wonder, which is the biggest Downs fundraising event in the nation. And so every year, that's usually in July, and I'm going out for that. And that kind of grew out of an event we used to do called Super Bowl.
Okay.
And so while we were working together, one of the things we do to burn off steam and to get to realize our ideas, whether Hollywood was going for them or not, was to do this big party. And so it just kind of grew into this fundraiser, and it's been really successful. I mean, I think he raised $250,000 last year in
Wow.
one night. Yeah.
That is great to hear. Just, that's actually, it's nice to see people giving something back. I mean, you've been blessed with a career and everything, and giving back to it, and along with your brother giving back.
Yeah, I don't have to do too much. I just really have to show up. My brother's wildly creative, and he does almost all of it. I think this year, I believe it's July 7th. It's Saturday, July 7th. I want to encourage people, if they're in LA, to come. I'm going to be wearing the Mystery Science Theater jumpsuit and taking pictures. So if you're
Wow.
in the MST3K, it might be a good photo op.
Well, now you've been doing Cinematic Titanic for the past 5 years, like we said, and or that you're calling it 5 years. What made you decide to come back and do movie riffing? I mean, it's you left for a while, and now you're back doing it.
Well, I didn't really want to leave. I wasn't getting along with my partner at Best Brains, so it was the best thing to do at the time. And so I think I shaded it like it was some other reason other than that, because I didn't really want to hurt the production. I wanted it to keep going. So now I always loved movie riffing. I always wanted to do it again. And at a certain point, after the show, after Mystery Science Theater got over, I noticed something very strange is it started to sell more and more, DVDs after it got off the air. And I just started to think, maybe, we
Maybe
could,
there's still something there.
there's a market there that's not getting served with new content. So that's kind of where it came from. And Trace and Josh and I, who were the guys who came with me to start Mystery Science Theater, we always wanted to work together again. So it just kind of all came
Blended
together, yeah. And you know what? Tonight's our 99th show.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I wish
pretty
I could have
crazy.
been for the next one.
Oh, let's cut and let's just say it's the 100th show, just so we can say that.
No, we
Okay.
got to be honest. We got to
Okay.
be honest. How do you find the films to use for the shows?
Um, you know what? There's all kinds of sources. We've worked with a couple of different guys who deal in these kind of films, know what we're looking for, and kind of send us lists of stuff. And that's mostly how we do it. And there's half of the movies we license and half of the movies are public domain. And ultimately, they all cost about the same, really, because we have to find a good print, even of a public domain movie. And people, if it's a public domain movie, the chances are that there's been nobody around to care for it.
Right.
So in the event we can find that, it costs the same amount. So it's pretty much the same.
Okay. Well, what kind of criteria do you use to pick a movie to riff on?
It doesn't really matter. It can, I think back at Mystery Science Theater, I think originally I was thinking these would be, science fiction movies, but I think over the course of the show we did all manner of movies and kind of demonstrated you could movie riff on any movie as long as they were being earnest and trying to tell a story. It doesn't work with comedies, really.
Right.
I think there was one, Catalina Caper, I think was considered a movie, but fortunately for us, it wasn't funny, and so we were able to do what we do.
That just really took me back. I'm like, yeah, that's. I have to agree with you on that one. It was made funnier by the fact that you guys did it.
Yeah, that's the only comedy I think we ever did.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've
But I
thought
don't
about
think
it.
when you watch it, you get the impression that it's funny. So it's kind of okay. It's just light. It's like lighthearted, I guess, is the way I'd explain it.
Well, after you get the rights and you know that you're going to be working on a movie, how long does it take to get all the riffing in, and how does that work? Because I mean, you're not all in one studio.
Right. No,
At the
we do
beginning.
it all remotely now, and right now we're working. We just got a new movie that we're gonna premiere in the middle of July, or no, actually July 5th in Ann Arbor. It'll be our 100th show, and I think it's called The Doll Squad, and it's a Ted V. Mickles movie, and it takes us like about 2 months, I think, from the time we start. I think I was looking at the schedule, and we do it in probably 2 months altogether.
Something to look forward to then. All right.
Yes, there's always something to look forward to.
Well, I know that you're very busy. In fact, we're sitting here a couple of minutes before the doors open up, so we're kind of rushed in. But we thank you for your time. We thank you very much for talking to us.
Absolutely, you got a lot of people to talk to today.
Oh,
Everybody's waiting
yes.
to talk, and we got about 20 minutes to do it.
But I do want to ask one question. What made you decide to do a tour of Cinematic Titanic instead of just being in the studio and doing all the riffing and just taking it live?
It was very interesting the way it worked out. I got invited to come up to ILM and do an event up there, and I just said to them, hey, you know what, we're starting this thing called Cinematic Titanic. Wouldn't it be cool if we came up there and did our show? And so it kind of dovetailed with our studio production of Cinematic Titanic. So we shot our show in LA. That weekend we went up to San Francisco, did 2 shows at ILM in their premiere theater, and something really unusual happened. We did a lot better when we were doing it live, and we were funnier. We were actually like rising to the occasion, and we were working it a little more. So so much came out of it that we actually went back to LA and added those jokes, all these new jokes we had gotten to in front of people, and it became really clear that doing it live is more fun for us and more fun for the audience, and we kind of feel like it's the state of the art of movie riffing right now. So we love it. Go out like probably twice a month on the average. I think 24 shows. Yeah, it shakes out to about 24 maybe 20 shows. If we've done it
So
5 years,
twice a month.
if we've done it 5 years and there's 100 shows, it's about
About
20, right? Yeah. I'm just doing that all in my head in front of you with
Well,
the
you got-
camera running.
And you got more shows coming in later, so the number will actually go up.
Yeah, that's right. It'll actually go up. So, but I think that's pretty good that I did that division.
I would applaud, but I've got a
Yeah.
microphone. in my
Okay,
hand,
see, it's all there, but
Golf clap. There we go.
all right. Thanks.
No, thank you, Joel. We really appreciate the time. Thank you so much. We wish you the greatest success with Cinematic
thank you.
Titanic.
Thanks for coming down up from Chicago. That's awesome.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is Interview. Larry Snoney, Joel Hodgson. One of us will be right back.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.